Hey everyone, how's it going? My name's Mike the Synth, and welcome to my new player's guide on how to fly a ship in Star Citizen. So you've spawned in, you're at the starting area, whichever area you've picked. The first thing you're gonna want to do is run right up into the very first spaceport signed area that you can find and look for a terminal like this, the Vehicle Retrieval Console. Pow. You've opened it up, and what do you see? You see your ship's name here on the screen, and you're going to click Retrieve to retrieve your ship and given access to the location which your ship is stored. There it is. There it is. BO2. Okay. So now we see our ship. It's popped up. It's on our screen there. Let's head over to that. Whoa. Oh, what's that? We're cycling? We're going outside? Well, no worries. Make sure that you've got your handy dandy spacesuit on and you're wearing a helmet. Be sure not to run outside and asphyxiate if you are in outer space. And that would be a big no-no. Here we are, coming outside through this wonderful spaceport. I do believe that is not the correct way. Let's see. How does one achieve a level of finding their ship? Well, that can always be a problem when you first start, but no worries, because exploration and finding your ship will lead you to beautiful sights like this. When you walk up some stairs and there you are, met with your ship, and just one of the most outstanding sights that you'll ever see in a video game. Look at that. Is that a planet that I can go and land on? Is that a gas giant that will explode my ship if I fly into it? Gee, I'm not sure. But we're going to learn how to fly a ship so we can find out. Now, circling your ship and having a closer inspection, you'll come to find that there is a ramp access button. Wow, okay, so each ship will be different and have a different access port or area. This one just so happens to be right here and opens up a handy dandy little staircase, which we can zoom out a little bit and walk up. Wow, okay. So here we are, entering the interior of our ship for the first time. It's lit up nice with a glow. We've got a bed for sleeping and sitting, of course, and relaxing with what looks like a little screen here, possibly to interact with some of the ship's commands. Under here, what's that? Some storage. That's very nice, very nice. So we'll turn around and we'll close the door behind us. I always want to close the door behind you, as it is not only polite, but you don't want to fly into outer space with your doors open and also asphyxiate in that way. So walking up to your pilot seat, you'll hold F and you'll see it commands you to enter your pilot seat. There, you can interact with that. And bam, here we are in our pilot seat. My ship is already on, so for the sake of the video, I'm going to turn it right off. Your ship will normally be off when it spawns. Now, there's a few quick ways to start up your ship. One way would be to press the button U to instantly flight ready your ship. There, you see everything powering on quickly. You can hold F and look around to be able to interact with the various screens and buttons and knobs and pulleys. Over to the right here, we have our shield power overlay, where we can interact with the different levels of shields from the front, the sides, and the back, and the power levels. From the left, or the front left here, we have what looks like our self status. It's showing the ship name here, the name of the player inside the ship being us, and it's its status level. It's showing you a nice little image here, which will change depending on if you're taking fire and where you're taking fire from. On the left here, I've got a comms display open, and mostly every ship has these terminals with a menu button that you can interact with and change what you'd prefer to be up. Here it was the comms, but let's say I didn't want the comms. Maybe I wanted, maybe I more preferred my self status to be over here instead of up here. Well, bam, there you go. You could set it over here. I'll bring up the comms again because we're going to talk about this for now. So when you spawn your ship in, you turn it on for the first time by pressing U or by holding F and finding the on switch. You're going to see this comms, and you're going to see what looks like a landing services or Depending on where you spawn, you know, the name of this will change, but it's basically going to have something to do with landing surfaces most of the time. You're going to want to click that and hail the landing surfaces to open your pad or hangar. Bam. There you go. You're ready to go. You've hailed surfaces. They've gave you clearance, and you can fly off now. The button to accelerate straight up into the air would be spacebar. As you can see, we lunge straight up into the air there really fast, and then left control to go back down. If you want to go into third person or back into first person, you're going to press F4. Now if you look on the left side here, you'll see what looks like velocity. Now watch that little red square. If we scroll up, it goes all the way up. If we scroll down, it goes back down. That's just controlling your engine's, or rather thrusters, maximum output of velocity. How fast you want to be going at any one moment. Left shift for boost. WASD for your controls to go forward and strafe left and right and back. And your mouse wheel to control your direction. A lot of ships, especially the starter ones, they'll be real quick once you take off. So it's advised to be cautious when flying around cities. Now that you've taken off and you're off of your landing pad or hangar, you can press N to lower or raise your landing gear. See it coming out there. Going back in. If you want to be able to fly with more stability, and you're having trouble flying because it seems like you can't turn, it's probably because you're trying to steer your velocity all the way up. You've scroll wheeled all the way up, and that becomes quite hard to steer when you're going that fast, getting that many G's. So you want to scroll down to where you see the blue. Keep the square in the blue. Still in the velocity there, you see? Keep it in the blue, and that's what I would say is a combat ready amount of acceleration, giving you full mobility. And there you have it. That is just about the basics of how you're going to fly and get from point A to point B. But we're missing a couple things. Let's say you want to be able to travel faster and farther. Well, then press B and spool up your quantum drive. And this will open up lots of little bloops up on your display. And those are all just basically beacons where you can quantum travel to. By pressing B and allowing your quantum drive to spool up, you'll see at the top it says spooling complete. You're ready to go. All you need to do is face any one of these locations that pop up. You see they've disappeared now. Boom, there they pop up again. Let's find a different one to face. Yellow, there it is. We face it, keep it in the center. The calibration goes all the way up, and you're ready to go. Once you're all calibrated, all you've got to do is hold B, and it'll send you flying. So now that you've got that down, you've flown around a little bit, you've explored your planet, one thing you're going to want to be able to do is land. And as we talked about before, this little comms menu here is going to come in handy for that. Because we're going to re-enter the area where we can land our ship. And only being within a certain proximity can you actually hail to be able to do that. So it seems we're kind of far away, too far away to hail them. We'll scroll wheel up and increase our velocity to decrease the amount of time it's going to take for us to get there. And start scroll wheeling back down, applying some brake. In space, it's very easy to come up to something way too fast, so be very careful of that. Now we're coming up closer to Port Olisar. One thing we're going to want to do is check our comms and see that landing services has popped back up. We can hail them. We're going to hail them and wait for them to give us a landing area. There, it's popped up in front of us, so we can speed right over to that. And sometimes while you're landing, it's advised to take it slow. Scroll wheel down a little bit once you get closer to the station. right? Bring your velocity down quite a bit. It's going to make it a whole lot easier to get towards the pad with a lot better stability. Here I'm holding control to bring myself down. Q and E are to rotate. And we'll bring ourselves closer. And you can always use F4 and hold Z to look around to make sure you know you're okay. Check your corners. Here we'll go down. Scroll wheel down a little bit more to have a little bit better control, to go a little smoother. That way you're not just like jolting like this super fast. That can be dangerous sometimes. So I like to sometimes scroll almost all the way down to the bottom, and it gives you this nice smooth level of control when you're landing. With your landing gear out, you're good to land, and the wheels are on the ground. There you can see. You've safely done it. You've landed. Now an important thing you're going to want to keep in mind is your hydrogen levels of fuel and your quantum levels of fuel. These things will drain, and sometimes for some ships they'll drain fast. When you've landed in a safe area, on a spaceport or a city on a planet, you're going to press F1 and open up your Mobi Glass and look for vehicle maintenance services, where they'll offer you repairs, munitions, and fuel, of course. So you would click it to activate it, to check it off, and then you'd confirm your order, and then wait, and they would begin to either refuel you or give you, the ammunition that you need, whatever the case may be. You're good to go at that point. But that's basically it. That's the basics. That's just going to sum up the very, very bare bones minimum of how you're going to fly a ship in Star Citizen, and being able to do anything smoothly is just going to come with a little bit of practice and experience. So just kind of get out there, jump in your ship, and start flying around and explore the beautiful planets and moons that Star Citizen has to offer. Once again, my name is Mike the Synth, and thank you so much for watching my video, everybody. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out so much. And have a good one. Peace.